An interesting thing has happened on Newsweek this week with multiple different Trump allies, including his own daughter-in-law, Laura Trump. And that interesting thing is that both Laura Trump and Kari Lake, who is a very close Trump ally, she wants to be his vice presidential pick, but both of them seem to indicate that Nikki Haley, assuming she gets out of the race early enough, would gladly have a job in any Trump administration, possibly even as the vice presidential pick. Here's what happened. During interviews with Eric Bolling this week, Laura Trump, the wife of Eric, daughter-in-law of Donald Trump, was asked by Eric Bolling, would he ever pick Nikki Haley? Honest question, right? I mean, Nikki Haley is effectively in second place right now. She's doing much better in fundraising these days than Ron DeSantis is. She's not creepy like Ron DeSantis. She checks the box, obviously, of being a woman who attracts a demographic that Donald Trump historically struggles with. She is not quite as crazy on paper as Donald Trump, so she could help shore up some of the moderate Republican votes. She's a good pick for his vice presidential candidate. I mean, if I'm just speaking as a observer, not somebody on the left or right, she shores up a lot of his weaknesses. And that would be a hell of a ticket, and it'd be a scary ticket. But anyway, as I said, Eric Bolling says, well, what about Nikki Haley? Laura Trump responded and said, crazier things have happened. I don't know. I would never say never with Donald Trump. Never say never. Now, Trump has recently come out and he's been attacking Nikki Haley as, essentially as being stupid, which is kind of funny because you picked her to be your ambassador to the UN and now you're like, she's stupid and incompetent. What kind of loser would pick her? You did that. Had it not been for you doing that, she would have just been the former governor of South Carolina that nobody remembered. But you put her on the national stage and she's been happy to stay there. So Laura Trump says, never say never. She said never say never twice, right? That's kind of the key there. Twice. So she wanted to make a point to say that. But it got even more interesting when Bolling talked to Kari Lake, because Kari Lake seems to indicate that maybe we could all make a deal. Here's what Kari Lake said. First, Bolling asked her, is there a job for, say, Nikki Haley in a Trump administration? To which Kari Lake said, I would guess the sooner she gets out, the more likely that would happen, but I don't know about that. If you're hearing that the same way I am, that's kind of like Kari Lake saying, if she were to get out of the race, I think something could be arranged. Kind of seems like a little bit of a quid pro quo. Now, I'm not implying anything illegal. Obviously, none of this is illegal. But could the Trump campaign be maybe working behind the scenes with Nikki Haley to cut a deal? Telling her, listen, you get out of this race now. I will pick you for my vice president. Or I will give you a cushy cabinet position, something much better than ambassador to the United Nations. Whatever you want, you name it, but you get out. You throw your support behind me. You go become a surrogate for me. You get your supporters to come to me, and we will absolutely play Let's Make a Deal. That's the way I'm hearing this. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm off base, but politically speaking, it would make total sense for her to do that. It would make total sense for Trump to offer that, and his surrogates are really making it seem like that might be something that's either in the works or could be in the works in the very near future.
What are you doing? It's over. The video's over. I'm done complaining about everything, and that's it. The end. Leave. Well, okay, if you're going to stick around, maybe you should give us a like, a comment, a share, or just subscribe to stay connected with all of our content. Or maybe you should consider becoming a member for some exclusive content and perks. Just follow the link in the description. Now, go. Just go.